All right, happy Friday, double your real estate business. It is showtime. So last month, quick recap, we covered a lot of stuff about listings, about where to get listings, how to be proactive, right? That was the key phrase, that was the key word of last month, is we have to be proactive to get this business. But now, say we got listings. What's going to start happening in the industry right now is everybody's going to start doing open houses, hopefully. Okay, but this is something that I failed at miserably when I was actively selling. So a lot of you don't realize this. First 5 years of my career, I did new construction sales. I held open houses every Saturday, every Sunday for 5 years straight, hardly ever missing sometimes. And I even did open houses sometimes during the week. But what I'm here to tell you is don't be Joel. All right, what do I mean by that? I did a very surface level, half-assed job at my open houses. And until I was properly trained, until I went through kind of what they call the open house on steroids or the mega open house training, the strategy behind it, I didn't get it. And basically I was the guy who sat in my open house for 2 hours playing solitaire or twiddling my thumbs or doing nothing, when I could have driven traffic to there, because that's the ultimate goal. So I just want to go over to, so the month of April is going to be open house month. Okay, that is the theme. Today we're going to cover kind of the pre-strategy, how to pre-market an open house to drive as much traffic to that open house into that threshold as possible. Okay. Next week, we're going to cover the actual strategy of the open house. It's showtime. It's open house time. What do I do? How can I be non-aggressive? How can I bring something of value to the people that are coming in the door? How can I get them to sign up? How can I follow up with them afterwards? And the ultimate goal is this: how do I retain as many of these buyers as possible? Because the deal is, a lot of people say, oh, Joel, I don't want to do open houses. I'm too cool for school, right? Or they say, I don't need any more buyers. Little do you realize two things. A person, a living, breathing person walking through an open house is the hottest lead that you could get. It's arguably hotter than any internet lead or any registration lead that you're going to get. And then two, over 50% of these people actually have homes to sell. Right? Okay, so we're going to go over all these different methods. So let's kind of dive in a little bit. So so the things that we are going to cover today, I want to talk about kind of what the goal is again. How do you select the right home to do an open house, whether you have listings or not? How we drive traffic. One of the techniques is the 10-10-20 rule that I'm going to go over, and then what the open house timeline looks like. All right, so let's roll. So the goal ultimately is to create opportunities, to create clients, okay? And then eventually to retain those clients. But you can't retain them if they're not walking through the door and if you're not following up. So identify clients, obtain clients, retain clients. It's all top of funnel stuff, and it's good stuff. So opening up my slideshow here. So once again, home buyers that are actively previewing homes on the weekends are not only hotter than internet leads, but they're much more farther along in the buying process. Okay, it's a lot harder to get somebody on the phone or even text them as opposed to having a conversation with them when they are face to face. So the beauty of open houses is this: they're absolutely free virtually. Yeah, I'd like you to boost some things on social media, but pretty much we all as real estate experts have zero excuses not to be hosting open houses because they're free and people are walking through the door. If you are a brand new agent, my advice to you is make sure that you're honestly hosting at least 4 open houses a month. Yeah, go ahead, roll your eyeballs. But I'm going to tell you some times and days that we can do that to make it very efficient with your schedule. And truthfully, you have no excuse. If you have no business and you're complaining about, oh, I'm not where I want to be, and you're not doing any open houses, strike 2. So start scheduling open houses. If you do not have any listings, oh, Joel, I don't have any listings. I guarantee you your brokerage does. Call people in your brokerage, all right? So better be doing at least 4 open houses a month. And when I said, when we talked a little bit about time. So what times are normally best for an open house? Oh yeah, you got your typical 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 1 to 3. No. Why are you conforming to the rest of the market? Why are you making people rush from other open houses to get to yours? When host it for 4 hours. If you're going to be putting forth that effort and truthfully working and getting possible clients from that, host it for 4 hours. Why limit your traffic? That's what 2 hours is doing. Why limit your traffic? So when your competition's doing the whole 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 1 to 3 type situation, do an 11 to 3 or something like that. Maximize everything. So people don't have to rush and get from one to the other, and then they're going to possibly miss it. And then you're the one rolling your eyeballs when someone's there at, right at the end of your open house where they show up 5 minutes late, when we could have extended it and they didn't have to rush in the first place. So don't limit your traffic is pro tip number 1. All right, now when scheduling an open house, so I take this kind of not with a grain of salt, but here's the deal with when you do make a listing go active. I get the market. Everybody's market's pretty much similar. House goes live on Thursday, which is what it's suggested in a make an open house strategy. However, houses are selling by Friday or they're selling by Saturday. So what? I just had a conversation via text with a real estate agent who even might be on this live training, and she goes, I said, are you doing an open house Sunday? Because she has this house that's going live. Beautiful house, gonna sell in no time. She goes, if it lasts, but I'm also doing one Saturday. Congratulations, that's exactly what you need to do. Do it both days, and we'll go over that in a second. So Saturdays and Sundays, and then widen the time frame. Do the 4 hours, okay? Because the beauty is this: you're already there. So you could be doing work, not playing phone, not being distracted, doing work, trying to get more clients between people walking through. But we all know what's going to happen in this market. People are going to walk through your open house. So make it go live on a Thursday. And that's fine. I like it Thursday because by the time the weekend hits, it's being drawn by all the big dogs, right? The major websites, the Zillows, the Realtor.coms, the yada, yada, yada. The places that we hate. It's being drawn from by them by the weekend. So, and then if you want to, if it's a super, super, super hot property, make sure that you're saying, hey, here's our deadline already. Now, what I would suggest is that you don't set a deadline until you see the activity that you are getting. I had an agent recently that I talked to, and before it was coming soon, before the house even hit the market, she had an agent call and say, hey, I scheduled a showing right away for the first day. When is your deadline? And she was making it go live on a Friday. She goes, well, Saturday by noon. She didn't get any other showings. And for some reason, there was just something that was a lag in the showings, and then the showing started. So don't set a deadline necessarily until you see the traffic you're getting, but then be very vocal, be very communicative with other agents, because that's what's going to win is the communication that you give them. Okay, because you are the bad guy. You're driving as much traffic. You know it's going to go into multiples. How you handle that and how you have that peace treaty mindset is what's going to win. So now, we got the days, we got some times for open houses. How do you select the right house to hold open? Super easy. We call it an ICP, Ideal Client Profile. What I mean by that is you want to host an open house. So if you don't have any listings, you're calling the agents that do have those listings, asking them to hold it open. And the ideal client profile means where do you want to attract clients and in what price range? So therefore, I'm not going to a city that's going to be a 45-minute drive in an $80,000 price range in the Cleveland area. Okay, that is not happening. And I would strongly suggest that you're not going to do that. However, I am going to go in a $350,000 price range. That's about 15 minutes up the street from me. I will hold those. Why? I will attract that type of clientele. So it's called working smarter, not harder. Do you want to hit your goal by selling 40 houses or by 24 houses? Get your average sales price up in a price range you want to attract those clients. I know it sounds obvious, but you would be amazed. Tip number one of hosting an open house. Yes, even in this market, the house has to rank a 7 or more out of 10. Okay, and I'm talking showability and the condition of the house. I don't want you guys holding something open that is a trash hole, because that's the feedback that you are going to get, okay? Truthfully, sorry if I'm gonna offend somebody, you're gonna look like a clown if people are walking through going, oh. And take it from me. So once again, back in my new construction days, I had a very high-end model, very high-end model, especially for the city. The builder refused to put carpet in the house. People were walking in this model with their high-end people. They had expensive shoes. They don't want to walk through plywood or a dust pit. They want to walk. They don't care. Like, so what? We choose the wrong carpet color. If someone's going to pay $700,000 for a house, we'll replace the carpet. My point is make sure the condition is there. I learned that firsthand because because here's the deal. You don't want to get complaints. When you talk to people and you say, hey, so give me some feedback on the house. What did you think about that bathroom? Well, the tile job was really bad, right? You don't want to get that. We want to start on a very good note and leave the people on a very good note. So 7 or more out of 10. Here's a really weird one. Even in this market, make sure the utilities are on. Oh, Joel, yeah, I know that. No, we have a listing that the inspector couldn't inspect the furnace or some of the mechanicals because the thermostat was on Wi-Fi. Clients got relocated, shut off all their internet service, never thought that the thermostat was on Wi-Fi, but it won't run. So make sure the utilities are on in the house. Plus, God forbid somebody has to go to the bathroom or you have to go to the bathroom. Come prepared and make sure the utilities are turned on. If you're hosting an open house for your sellers just to please them, this is not the right thing to do. All right? Remember, I don't even know what the percentage of houses that sell at an open house, but it's very low. Single digits, maybe even less. Okay? But it's there for you to get clients. So you want to be the one to be proactive about it. Meaning, if you're saying, no, I don't want to hold an open house in this house because it's not aligned with everything or for the most part what we've gone over, well, therefore, make sure that, I can't express this enough that if you're doing it to please your clients, it's just the wrong thing, okay? So meaning if it's in the wrong if it's in the wrong area, if it's in the wrong price range and they're just begging you to do it, just don't do it, okay? Your time is money. Sorry, the house is going to sell itself, okay? That is okay, and I'm giving you permission to do that. So yeah, someone just said here they had the same utility issue with this inspector too. So guys, make sure that those things are on. So now we need to advertise the open house. And what I say is advertise. You want to drive traffic, okay? Advertise it to drive traffic by air, by land, by sea, okay? We're the freaking Coast Guard, right? The Navy SEALs. By air, by land, by sea. This is what you have to do. So the most effective time for an open house to go live, yeah, another common sense thing, but true, it's the first weekend. Why are you going to host it 2-3 weekends down the road? So, and there you go. And even Dan Walters on my team, this dude is a beast. He says, go back to holding open houses on contingent or pending listings. True. Imagine if a house goes under contract before the first weekend of your open house. Still hold that open house. Yeah, we don't want to waste anybody's time, but you're retaining clients from that. So first weekend that it goes live is the biggest. Here's what you're going to do. House goes live on Thursday. You are going to go shoot a social media video. Go live. Yeah, I know everybody hates video. Joel preaches it. However, go live. Invite people. Announce this weekend. We're going, we have an open house on both Saturday and Sunday. Check out this beauty house, right? Give them a little teaser. Talk about the house a little. This just hit the market and we're going to be doing an open house. And by the way, you got to see this kitchen. I'm going to give you a little preview, right? Oh, check it out. Yeah. All right. You guys are going to see the rest of the house, but you got to come to the open house. Here are the dates. Here are the times. Cannot wait to see you in person. I will be practicing all the COVID protocol. Thanks for your consideration. Boom. That's step number one. And as soon as you make it go live, you should have that open house already scheduled in the MLS. So it's part of the listing input. Immediately when it goes live, schedule that open house on there so you could start the marketing immediately on the MLS, which gets blasted out, but then you're doing the same thing on social media. I already talked about, so if it's a hot house, and you are getting activity, set a deadline. Don't be that person who drags things out, because I see it, honestly, more times than not. Just had this happen to us on our huddle call this morning with my team. Is somebody said, we put in an offer and it hasn't even been responded to yet, and it's been days. And I think she said almost a week. Don't be that person. Put a deadline to it, okay? If you do have that activity, but don't draw anybody out, because why? You're gonna upset them. They're gonna basically, I'm gonna take my ball and I'm going home. And what I mean by that is they're gonna withdraw their offer, and then what you think you're gonna have activity, you're actually not doing your client a service. So do everything as ethically as possible. Now, one of my favorite methods, but I have a little tweak to it, is called the 10-10-20 rule. You're going to call 10 houses to the left, 10 houses to the right, and 20 across the street. But better yet, you are going to call the entire neighborhood, okay? So the 10-10-20 rule was something back in the day, or it was actually door knocking back in the day. Door knock 10-10-20. But no, I want you to dial. We have the data at our fingertips. Dial the entire neighborhood. Here's why. Imagine if I called you on that Thursday or even the Friday and said this, because we don't want to be those sleazy salespeople. Nope. Imagine if this was my script. Hey, this is Joel with eXp Realty, and I know it's kind of weird that I'm giving you a call, but here's the reason for my call. I just listed one of your neighbor's houses over at 123 Main Street, and I just want to give you the heads up. You're probably going to see the sign going in the front yard when you do drive by in and out of the subdivision. That is my listing. But the actual reason for my call is I'm going to be hosting an open house on both Saturday and Sunday. And I wanted to personally invite you to that open house. I wanted to give you first crack at, hey, even if you just want to come in and view your neighbor's home, if you want to be a nosy neighbor, or most neighbors actually know somebody that they want to move into the neighborhood or who has expressed interest in this neighborhood. So I want to give you first crack at that. So personally invite you. Here's the dates. Here's the times. And I would love just to meet you face to face. Come get some cookies, some coffee, or whatever's going to be there, and cannot wait to meet you. Imagine that. I'm giving you an invite, personal invite, first crack at, if you do know somebody who wants to move in. That's called exclusivity, right? People are like, hang on, who is this Joe guy? But what they don't realize you're doing, you're creating yourself as an authority figure in that neighborhood. It is literally a mic drop. Because why? Get this. What ends up happening is 3 calls. Joel inviting you personally to the open house. Hey, this is Joel giving you a reminder of the open house. Or if you want to err on the side of caution, everybody you talk to or left a message for, shoot them a text. So that could be the second touch. But the third touch is the best. Hey, it's Joel from eXp Realty. Remember me? Yeah, we talked a few days ago. Yeah, that I sold over market price. And here's what that did. It generated some buyers that showed serious interest in this neighborhood. They're willing to pay top dollar for a home. So the reason for my call is, we're getting top dollar for all of our clients. Have you ever thought about selling your home? So now you say, Joe, I don't want buyers. When I just showed you a way that 50% of buyers, over 50% of buyers that walk through the door have a house to sell. And if you do neighborhood dialing, that's being proactive about getting listings. But you're doing it around a just listed house. It's genius. And then you're doing it around a just sold house. You truthfully become the authority at that point. Okay, so exclusivity and authority are the biggest things. And then I want to kind of wrap up with this, because this will kind of tailor us right into next week. What is probably one of the most important things for an open house? What is the most important keys, I guess, for the open house? Think about this for a second. Truthfully, it's signage. I'll show you a sign next week that is proven that it works. And amazingly, guys, it's an unbranded sign. Yeah, everybody loves to see the name. I love my name on my sign. I love my name on this. I love my name on that. But truthfully, people don't like real estate agents. They don't want, they do, but they don't need you until they need you. So why are they going to want to walk into a branded open house? They're going to walk in like this with their guard up. I want them to walk in with more of their guard down. And then, we're also going to talk about other ways to kind of break them down, make them at ease when they're in that open house. But here's why I'm saying this is prepare for your open house. You not only prepare for what you're bringing, prepare for the timing of it. You're preparing for the signage, and I'm going to show you a way that we're going to look at a satellite view. Pick the proper locations prior to, so you're not just bringing two signs and winging it. You're actually you're going to choose where you're going to put the signs. You're going to bring that map highlighted, and then you are going to put out the signs. And then I'll tell you when you're going to put out the signs. But here's what that does. Truthfully, how much time do you have to prepare for this open house? Say you prepare for 2 hours. I would rather prepare for 2 hours than spend 3 hours there twiddling my thumbs when no one's walking in or not that many people are. Maximize the traffic. If we're already there and you truthfully put forth the effort, then go all in about that. So, all right, cool. Let's wrap that up. I'll talk about signage. I'll show you guys my sign next week. I will also talk about the entire open house. So what I say is it's showtime. We got the signs up early. Then that's all part of the preparation. Get signs in the front yard too. I guess that's what I'll leave you with. Put signs in the front yard on that Thursday when it goes live. Open house on Saturday and Sunday. Put the times out there. Pre-generate that activity. All right. And then on the day of the open house, we'll talk about the signage and where it goes. So you guys are awesome. Here's the deal. Go enjoy your families, whatever you guys are doing this weekend. Be safe, be healthy. If you need anything or have any questions about the start of the Mega Open House strategy on what we started to go over, feel free to reach out to me, joelhollow.work. It's always open to you guys. Also, so next week, like I said, we are going to go over the timeline of the open house, what it looks like with the signage, what it looks like when the doors are open, and what it looks like when we invite clients, what you're going to bring, all that stuff. I will make it literally a paint by numbers and so easy for you that you're going to be like, why wasn't I doing this all before? So you guys, once again, you're awesome. Go have a great Easter. Have a great weekend. And if you need anything, reach out. Let's roll.